Hi guys, it's Frankie from Frankie Tech, and I'm here today guys. Just wanted to do a quick video. It's been a pretty hectic week for me guys between the giveaway and that all that fiasco going on, and testing this new Oppo Find X right here. I definitely have had quite a few ups and downs this week, but I wanted to just kind of do an intro video before I kind of go into kind of more in-depth videos between these phones I got right here. Let me kind of go down the list, and some of these may look familiar to you, some of these might not, but we have right over here the Mi 8 SE, and this is the phone guys of the phones I had been reviewing previously that I've decided to keep and kind of do further testing on. And this phone honestly has been amazing. It's just been such a solid performer, and I think that's a big part of why I want to do this initial video comparing this Mi 8 SE versus the Oppo Find X and the iPhone X. Now these are very different phones, and so the question may be coming up, why are you doing this for like initial video? Like, why are you putting these phones next to each other? Well, first, for practical purposes, these are the three phones that I'm really looking at in depth right now, and especially the comparison between these two, the Find X and the iPhone X. These are two really kind of expensive phones. No, there's no sugarcoating it. These are really expensive phones. The Find X here cost me just over 6,000 Hong Kong, so almost like 770, close to 800 US dollars right here. And as you guys know, the famous iPhone X, which pretty much costs $1,000. I've had this phone for a long period of time. In fact, you can thank this phone right here for being kind of the main videographer of a lot of my videos, especially the ones out and about. The iPhone X has been an amazing kind of performer over the past like 9 months that I've had it. But I really wanted to just kind of do this and show you guys, like, how do these phones compare, and does the Mi 8 SE stand a chance against these really expensive flagship phones? Because I mean, the Mi 8 SE's whole goal is to really try to create and offer a flagship level experience, a bezel-less level experience, but at a much lower price. And this is even lower than the Mi 8 that I have been reviewing previously. The Mi 8 SE honestly is my favorite phone of the bunch that I've been reviewing. And kind of let's just jump into some quick things about it. But before we kind of go forward, guys, I just wanted to do a quick update on this giveaway right here, guys. As of right now, and I'm looking at my clock, my watch here, 11 p.m. on the 19th of July. As of right now, guys, 24 hours after the giveaway, I have not heard back from the winner of that giveaway yesterday. So I'm telling you guys right now, and I put it in the comments there, that if I have not heard back from the winner of the giveaway, I'd say even a couple hours before the 48-hour mark when I did the giveaway, I will rerun the giveaway, guys. So stay tuned for a quick live stream video I will do. If tomorrow evening I have not heard back, I will be redoing that giveaway, and I will give the details of when that redo will happen. Ideally, I want to do it exactly 48 hours from when I did it yesterday, so that would be Friday at 9 p.m. But stay tuned, guys, because he may still kind of reach out. And if you are watching this, I think it's Fazalu. If you're watching this, Fazalu, definitely get in touch with me, because I would hate to have to give this away to someone else, but I will be forced to do it because it's not fair to everyone else who did kind of sign up and is kind of waiting for the response. So stay tuned, guys. That's going to come up really soon. Just quick design kind of look at these phones first off. So I've kind of gone in depth, obviously, about my thoughts on the Mi 8 SE design, and I've loved the design of this. It's really kind of mimicking a lot of what we saw there on the iPhone 8 Plus. Comparing it here to the design of the iPhone X, you can see there a lot of similarities. I mean, these phones have that very very kind of similar kind of glass back design there. And let's kind of put them the other way around real quick here so I can really kind of give you guys a look of what that is like. But now let's look at this guy right here, the Oppo Find X. And design wise, this thing is a stunner. It's an absolute stunner. But what's really stunning about it actually is, let's turn off the screen, is the back. It's got this kind of off blue kind of edge here, and it shimmers in the light, and it's really beautiful. And if you put it kind of next to the others, you can definitely tell there that it is running a design language that is very different and very unique from the others here. So, you know, this is definitely looking more at the iPhone and that kind of design language. I think it's a little more blocky, but the Oppo Find X is something very unique here, and that kind of off blue is really nice. I love how it shimmers in the light. Is it as fancy as the iPhone X? I would say probably so. It is definitely getting to that level of fancy. It's got this kind of recessed kind of top and bottom here. You can see it on both sides. It's like a little recess there. That's where it houses all the speakers and all that stuff. It's kind of an interesting look, but I probably still prefer that kind of just that curvy. There you see it very clearly, that kind of curve of the iPhone X, just overall. Whoa, Siri, what are you doing? So now talking about display, and this is kind of where you know, it really gets interesting, because let's turn on the display there. And so what's really interesting about this is that here you have a phone that's $800, $1,000, $250, and one thing that they all have in common, because that definitely not is the price, it's definitely not the price, is the display type. And these are all running AMOLED displays. And you know, honestly, for the price, it really is amazing that the Mi 8 SE is able to run an AMOLED display and actually have the colors really be punchy, really be kind of very pleasurable to use. Now, one thing I've just recently discovered about the Oppo Find X is that according to this report I've read, it is actually running the same display. So Oppo actually sourced its display unit from Samsung. And so this is the first time that a Samsung AMOLED, the AMOLED, the same one that's used in the S9, in the Note series, but I think in the S9 in this case, is actually being used in this phone. And that explained why the colors on this were so amazing. I mean, the panel on this thing is just incredible. It is just, and kind of, it's a little bit, the lighting here is making it a little bit overexposed there, but you can see it there just in terms of viewing angles. Look at that. Look at those viewing angles there. It's incredible. And yeah, this panel is definitely a step above the rest. I mean, I thought the iPhone X panel was good, but man, it has it beat. The iPhone X is no slouch. It's still, I'd say, one of the best AMOLED panels out there. And you would expect that. You could see there for the price. I mean, these phones are just so much more expensive. And I mean, overall, the Mi 8 SE is just, it really is incredible that for the price, you actually can get a screen that I think rivals, or you know, at least that kind of comes in line or kind of matches the other two phones right here. Talking about performance, and I'm going to kind of go more in depth with the performance of these phones as we go forward, but you know, just also talking about how different performance we have, what different kind of like setups we have for all three of these phones. So here we're rocking on the Mi 8 SE, the Snapdragon 710. It's kind of the new kind of upper mid-range chip of the Snapdragon series. Whereas here in the Oppo Find X, we're running that Snapdragon 845. And I showed this yesterday in the About Phones section here, but you guys can see it. This is the 8 GB version, 128 gigs of RAM, Android 8.1. So that's really nice to have there. But overall, it's a fast performer. I don't think it's any faster than the Mi 8 was, or you know. And I think likewise, I don't really see that much of a difference between that and the Mi 8 SE in terms of performance. I think there's really not that much of like a daily use difference. Maybe in gaming, maybe in other things, we'll see that difference. And then finally here with the iPhone X, we have the Apple A11, and this phone has been just a screamer from the start. I mean, this thing is just incredible. And I'm running actually iOS 12, the beta on this at the moment. So if you look here, I'm actually running iOS 12 public beta because I just couldn't wait. So that's one of those things I like to do on the Pixel. I did it on the iPhone 10 here, is running the beta software. But we'll go more in depth in a future video about performance and comparing those guys right here. Talking about audio now, I think audio overall, and I've kind of done pretty in-depth audio on the Mi 8 SE, but you know the audio on this is pretty solid. I played a little bit of audio yesterday on this phone right here, but let's have a look here just kind of quickly, so if you guys hadn't heard it from yesterday. And I will kind of lower the volume a little bit here. So I'll once again go more in depth on audio in a future video and really kind of comparing these two. But the sound of the Oppo Find 10 there is pretty solid. I'd say it's pretty solid. So we're going to switch over to the Mi 8 SE now. So let's do that. We're putting it up to 75%. Okay, now let's switch over to the iPhone 10. Up to 75%. iPhone 10 right here. Now back to the Find 10. Find X. Getting up to 75. Really nice sounding speaker. Whoops, on the, but you see it there. Same issue when you cup it. It's going to have that same problem as all the other phones. Back to the Mi 8 SE. And honestly, dude, the Mi 8 SE for the price, the Mi 8 SE really performs really well. I mean, obviously, you would expect that the Find 10 and the iPhone 10 will have great speakers, and the iPhone 10 has phenomenal speakers, both dual firing kind of up here and on the bottom. But I think overall, you know, the speakers quality on these is all pretty on par, which is just once again speaks to the amazing nature of the Mi 8 SE and how much bang for your buck you get for this. You know, why do I have these expensive phones? I love being on the forefront. I love trying these things, but why do I love the budget like range? Why do I love Xiaomi and the phones that they bring? Because of that, because of this comparison right here. Because in the end of the day, at the end of the day, guys, like this is the flagship. This is the high end. This is the top end range, and this is not. But the fact that this is even coming close to these overall is just incredible. And last but not least, just kind of going into camera. Now, I've done some pretty in-depth views on camera here for the Mi 8 SE, but just kind of wanted to do, just kind of go over here a few of the shots I've been taking with here the, let's go into, whoops, that's not a very good shot, with the Oppo. And the Oppo, one thing I'm noticing already is having a little bit of exposure issues there on some of these shots. You can see it there. It's kind of blowing out the sky here on a lot of these shots. I don't know why that is, but it is happening, and I noticed that because I was doing a photo tour with the iPhone 10 earlier today, and some of those shots were just coming out a little overblown. So I'm not sure what's going on there, but you can see, look what a photo looks like on this phone. It's incredible. I still just can't get over that. It's amazing. And you know, looking at the camera, the way it comes up, I'm just going to do it again so you guys see it. There it is. So, I mean, the shutter speed is quick. I mean, it could be a little faster, to be honest, though. And obviously, once you flip mode there, what's up? It kind of flips around, and obviously the camera, as I mentioned, is kind of in this recessed area. Is it practical? Is it that practical? I don't know. I don't know if it's that practical. Does it like create a stealthy kind of a ability? Does it allow you to kind of hide your cameras and kind of give you that opportunity to kind of protect them? It does. And I honestly thought this was a gimmick. I thought it was just a stupid thing. I really thought like the 3D face scanning wouldn't be good, but it's been really, really impressive thus far. And so when I'm done with it, there you go. It just goes back in. right back in. So the camera on the Find 10, I'll have to do more extensive testing on it, but overall it's been solid. I don't need to say anything about the photos, the camera on the iPhone 10 here, and you see there's a little bit of lag there because the public beta is still a little buggy, but I mean, iPhone 10 is not going to be having any issues. There's a little bit of overblown kind of colors there. I think the camera is also, the lighting here is making it look a little bit more overblown than it is. There you go, see? So that looks a lot better now when I do that. Yeah, and the shots on this are still pretty solid. And they still look great. I mean, the iPhone 10 has been a solid performer in terms of camera. So I'll be curious to see what kind of DxO's reviews come out to be for the Find 10 here, and you know how they kind of stack this phone compared to the other kind of flagship phones that have come out. But overall, camera performance on these two is really stellar, and but I really still love the camera performance on the Mi 8. The Mi 8 SE, and there's no doubt in my mind that at least for a phone of this kind of budget or of this price range, it is performing really beautifully. And like I did some of my tests previously, as you see there, the camera performed admirably, especially in kind of those low light settings. As I mentioned earlier, the camera quality there was just great. The blacks are really black, and yeah, overall just solid performance by the Mi 8 SE. So that's pretty much it for this video, guys. I just wanted to do like a quick overview of the phones I have here. I'll be doing more kind of extensive testing on them. I definitely can tell you guys are definitely more fans of Xiaomi phones overall. I can see that. Don't fret. I'm definitely not kind of changing this channel or kind of moving into the more flagship phones only. It's something I wanted to try with the Oppo Find 10 here. Definitely stay tuned for future videos because there is a lot coming up, obviously, in the kind of calendar of Xiaomi releases. A lot of awesome phones coming out. I think you know which one I'm thinking of. I think you know it's going to be a maximum video for that. Just a little hint there. And so stay tuned, guys, because there's a lot of good stuff coming, but appreciate all the support. If you do like this video, hit me up with that thumbs up, and if you love the content and you know the giveaways, all this stuff I've been doing recently, definitely hit me up with that hit that subscribe button. I do appreciate all the support, but most importantly, guys, stay tuned because the news on the giveaway and the potential redo will be coming tomorrow. So stay tuned, guys, because it ain't over yet. It ain't over yet. Anyways, this is where I leave you guys for tonight. A little late video here, but I'm glad I kind of got it out in time. This is Frankie Tech signing off. Y'all have a good night.